If you have a team, explain to the team.
All the tasks that might be involved, and then put them into some sort of logical structure.
So you have to come out the work breakdown structure, the logical structure.
Work breakdown structure to somebody who's done a similar project before, compare it with history, and if there is any.
So you have any past data, compare with history.
There's usually some resident expert who will have a look at it.
So someone who has past experience.
If you miss a task, the project will take longer than you thought and will cost more than you thought. So you're really heading for trouble if you miss a task. So you list out all the tasks, and then make them into some sort of diagram, usually there's a network diagram chart.
Create a network diagram of that chart.
What depends on what. And as you draw the diagram, you'll be able to think about what has to be done before what.
The sequencing is important.
This running order will then allow you to find the critical path, which is the longest route through. And this will tell you how long the project's going to take.
Critical path is the longest time taken.
You have to look at something called crashing, which is basically to either throw money at one of the tasks to make it shorter, or to look at overlapping tasks, which of course is more risky to do one at the same time as another. But that may be necessary in order to get the critical path down. So you've listed the tasks and you've got a critical path diagram drawn out. Once you're happy with that, you can then draw a Gantt chart. Now some people jump straight to a Gantt chart, but you shouldn't really, because the Gantt chart is all based around the critical path.
So this Gantt chart thing you hear often is about critical path, the longest path required.
The Gantt chart shows each task against a time scale along the horizontal. So it shows how long each task is expected to take. And it's based around the critical path. So you draw the critical path in first, just going down corner to corner. And then you put in all the floating tasks, the non-critical ones. Gantt chart has three purposes. One is communication, everybody can understand it. The second one is that you can look vertically down any given week or day or month, and you can see whether you've got a resource problem or not, and you've got lots of things on the go at the same time. Of course, you can have a Gantt chart with several projects on as well if you need to. And the third thing the Gantt chart is really useful for is monitoring progress as the project unfolds. You can colour in the tasks as they're done, and this allows you to see whether you're keeping up with the today line or not.
Communication, planning, and monitoring.
The final bit of planning after you've done your Gantt chart is just to look at it and think, what might go wrong? This is risk.
So as a project manager, your skill is also to identify risk. What will go wrong? What might go wrong? Even if it doesn't go wrong.
If they're quite likely and serious, then you really do need to have some sort of plan. If they're not likely or serious, then you don't need to worry. So you mentioned you've got a plan, and the plan should either be to make them less likely to happen, or perhaps to make them less serious if they do happen. It's better to make
Even if risk happens, can we make it less? Can we mitigate the risk? Can we make it less serious?
Protective action plan to cover it if it does happen and make it less serious. So, once you've done your planning, you then monitor progress using the Gantt chart. Probably need to have a weekly or monthly meeting with your team to discuss the Gantt chart.
So you need to do weekly, monthly
You'll also be
progress
measuring
plan.
cost. Quite often people have cost figures from their accountants. It tells you should have spent 80,000, you've only spent 70,000, so that's alright. But what they don't realise is you've only done half the work. So you need to look at the cost figures and compare them with your Gantt chart. If you compare progress with cost, you can then look at whether you're okay or not. And you can forecast what the finished cost of completion.
You compare cost figures against your chart to forecast cost. Yeah. So they call it BAC.
The Gantt chart, you monitor cost, and you make sure that you communicate a lot so everybody knows what's happening, particularly if the plan's been modified. If you've had to face the fact that the project has slipped and you've reissued a new Gantt chart, you need to make sure everybody understands.
So if there's rework or if there's modification or change, you have to inform clients.
As I mentioned before, this is the only time the organisation can learn. During the review, you should ask three questions. First of all, what was good?
What went well?
That we can record and make sure that we repeat next time. That's the difference between luck and skill. Knowing what you did so you can do it again. So what was good? What was bad?
What went less well?
A hard time, because the chances are they're kicking themselves anyway. You don't need to give them a hard time. The point is we can learn from it. So what was bad that we don't want to fall for next time? Make a note so that we don't fall for it again. Remember that you all have learned, hopefully, from the mistakes you've made. But the others in the team may not, and certainly other people in the organisation probably won't even know. So you have to have a no-blame culture, good review, and confess.
So in the brainstorming, you try not to blame any party. Yeah.
So that anyone can look and think, that's interesting, we must make sure we don't fall for that one as well. So what was good, what was bad, and finally, what could we have done better?
And what can we do better?
Is there anything that we wish we'd done that we could do next time to make the project even better? That's project management.
So this is from Prince 2 perspective. This guy is of course being British. So this is one of his many videos. So he was a Prince 2 trainer and consultant. He did a lot of work for UK government. So one of my teachers back in 2003 those days. Any questions on project on marketing on Steve Jobs?
No.
Anyone of you using Apple phone, Apple laptop, MacBook, Mac Air? All of you are Google Android fans. Okay. You're not that fan of, not that interested in.
Not that.
Too simplicity to us, no fun.
Or you all never bought the iPod last time. Because this one came out in year 2000.
I bought last time, 20, 30 years ago.
Okay.
The type of
okay.
MacBook
Okay.
for my sister.
Okay. How was your experience? Macintosh, they call it.
Macintosh used for the graphic design.
Yes. Because back in those days, in the 90s, Apple was very famous for graphic design because of the chip they use. They still use the Intel chip. It's still the same. The thing is, they're very good in graphic.
Now they change. They're no more using Intel chip.
Now no more. They got their own chip.
Their own chip.
How about you, Kevin?
No, don't use
Or in general, what do you think from that Steve Jobs video? What do you think was the core thing that Steve wanted to share? I mean,
he's trying to sell his value. He's trying to sell his value.
Identity lah. From the competitor.
It's unique. He's trying to sell his unique value, not much selling the product. And he wants people that on the public to know from the value, then you will see the benefit, the uniqueness of the product.
Okay, now applying what Steve Jobs said to your current product, the prototype you are creating, or the skills that you want to do, what do you think will be applicable to you? You are the unique USP, unique sales product, you yourself. So what do you think you need to put a layer on? So as he already mentioned, do not sell the product. Sell what is the value, what is the proposition, what you as the product can be, what value you can add to the world. So according to him, Apple's product stands for think different. It has to be different from what's out there. So he talks about like Nike, it's just a pair of, it's about shoes, right? But no, according to Nike, their shoes is to use to help people to advance. So that's why, of course, they spend $100 million US dollars to advertise Michael Jordan, all those sports people. But however, that small effect has a trickling effect because Nike sales is in tens of almost $100 billion US dollars just by selling shoes. So what do you, nowadays they have other products, sports equipment, but what do you think we can apply Steve Jobs' marketing concept in our lives? How will we make our product different? Because anyway, today is a brainstorm. I'm your facilitator. Kevin, what do you think? I know you're writing software, IoT software for Industry 4.0.
I think.
How will you market it next time?
I think the value that you bring is more towards the services.
From service point of view.
Customer engagement, understand the customer needs, to have a very close communication with them, and support them in service. That is a core value additional things that we can, which I think others vendor they might not be able to do it because they are selling very product solution.
Yes.
You sell the solution, there is no support.
Yes.
But the features one is much more better than my current product. But my current product may might be lacking of the kind of features. But in terms of service, we are much better than them. Because at this moment, we haven't gone to the level that we have as good the feature as good as the market solution.
Yes.
Your market solution they already matured. They already have 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Not even 1 year. Coming soon, 1 year.
Coming soon already at that point.
But the only thing that we can do better than them is providing the better service, which I think some customers they are looking at that. I'm not only looking at your product features, your services, your engagement, how much you can help them to solve their issue.
Now just expand a bit. If by applying that project management concept you saw, scope, time, cost, what we did better, what can we do better, what we did less well, areas of improvement, and then using quality and a lot of other things, concepts. What do you think you will need to do? What are the quick wins do you think you can do in the next 3 months, and then for the next 1 year? Would you like to share? Just because you are experienced people.
We can apply. Definitely, the project management is a good principle. You plan, you monitor, then all these costs you have to put into consideration on the project. But if looking at my current situation,
yes.
I cannot follow strictly like that, because I follow strictly like that. It's not justified to what I'm offering.
Yes.
It's not the things that the offering to customer. It's not justified for what we are returning.
Yes.
The email, because we are putting a lot of effort, we're putting a lot of time, but we're not charging them any additional.
I see.
For the product development, commercialization, we have to go through this journey. No, because we are not SAP yet.
Yes.
We are no brand, no people know our brand yet.
Yes.
Then we have to go through this. So we have to strike the balance. We at the same time we also have to learn a little bit. Never mind. It's not looking at a very profitable level yet.
Yes.
But it is something. At the same time, we also can engage the customer to use our solution.
I see. Thank you so much for sharing. Wilson?
I think what Kelvin said is very true in this Malaysian market because of the cost.
What do you think is the biggest issue in Malaysia? Is it all cost? Everything must be cheap.
Yeah.
Cheap and good services. This I think is good services because even your high very sophisticated system also you can fail.
Yes.
You have backup services.
Yes.
Some of them don't provide one. Maybe they sooner or later they will wake up.
Yes.
I think it's the major. The number one, I think, is the cost. Because now the situation, because of the pandemic, everybody want to cut cost. Not only in pandemic, if the previous one of it, everybody want to cut cost on the IT.
Exactly.
The whole economy is trying to cut costs, everything. If they can spend, not need to spend, they can spend money.
Yes.
So you have to provide a solution that suits your need.
Yes.
Low cost.
Yes.
Provide very high quality service.
Yes.
Then maybe you can survive in this world.
I will look at the industry. You have SME, you have very small SME, medium, and the corporate. But generally, the SME, they are looking at the cost. Cost is more important than anything.
Even some high-end company also, they also want to cut costs also.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a segment. All the cost. They have a budget. They have the budget for that implementation. Small company even worse. SME even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's due to the also partly because of our culture. Our country, we do not have awareness for all the business owners, even the SME level. They do not appreciate that the IT solution can help the business, and this IT is not cheap because there will be a lot of work behind doing this kind of solution.
Yes.
And they are not at the developed country like Japan. All this, they know IT costs is part of the things they have to invest, and they also the IT costs profession, the quality, all this is not cheap. They have to, but over here, the software is it's just a software. You're comparing the Microsoft and other solutions. You cannot compare because Microsoft is taking 60 years to build that kind of thing. It sells you 200. Microsoft already works.
Yes.
But when we do that kind of solution, we cannot sell 200.
Yes.
Because we are not targeting the volume.
Yes.
You see, we are specific to you. Then you have to appreciate the kind of effort. But most of the time, they say software what? Software. If Microsoft can do it, why you cannot do it? If IBM can charge you this kind of advice, they have this kind of imbalance of maturity of the IT.
Yes.
So first thing they talk about the cost. They will think about the cost because they do not know a lot of things. They do not know how IT works. Maybe I think this SME are not, maybe also not exposed to all these IT technology things. They don't even have an IT manager. Thereby other kind, even the SME, they also have either they have their own IT, or they get an IT consultant to help them. But all SME, they don't have IT.
Usually they are SME, usually all Chinamen. Only certain highly qualified SME, then the type of culture is different. Really spending on the IT. All majorly they are all Chinamen, maybe now 60, 70 years old.
They make IT. Last time they started from the third generation.
Culture also different from follow the last time culture. Some of the things you can work, they work really based on IT. A lot of it still not automated, still on manual.
But I can see that now the SME owner, all this, the grandfather don't talk about it. They don't even know it's IT. They think they run the business for many years. Now the second generation one, the millennial, now they start looking for the IT investment.
Because of the culture, one generation to different generation different. Because the young generation also are educated.
Exactly.
They know how automation benefit.
Yes.
Factory automation benefit them.
In your experience, with Industry 4.0, over the last 1 year, since you approach a lot of SMEs, what do you think is the trigger point? The tipping point. How to actually influence them? They say, you need to. It is already outdated. You do all this, paperwork stuff. You have to move towards an automated ERP model, like what you are doing. What do you think is needed to go and push them forward?
We have to do a lot of education thing. That's why we are doing consulting and the training to them to understand what is the objective of moving towards the Industry 4.0 or the smart factory. Actually, Industry 4.0 is just a buzzword. People talk about it. But in order to go 4.0, it's not that easy. Only the corporate, the full automation, you want to have a full automation, robotic, AI, then only 4.0. Even the 4.3 now is also very struggling. Right? Most of the now I think even you want to go, the most you can go for SME, I thought SME 2.0 or 3.5, 3.0, okay, or whatever, 0.5 or whatever. Those are the journey they have to go through. But in order to go through that journey, they have to do a very fundamental things. That means their operation have to be computerized, digitalized. Now they're using Excel to do it, perform to it. Then so what we are proposing to them is go for ERP first. Something basic one, you do the ERP first. Then slowly only we upgrade. Then we talk about the automation, robotic automation. Then we talk about the IoT, the machine tracking, all these things automation. So all these things is education, that's a journey to tell them. Then there will be a lot of challenges because if the business is controlled by the father generation, father will tell you 50 years I run this business, no issue. What you see, no issue. But they never think about now 50 years ago and 50 years ago now different. You started 50 years, you only one company doing this. Now 50 companies doing the same thing. You want to stay competitive, you want to have a good quality, you want to convince the customer to deal with you. Now customer also very smart. For foreign buyer, when they go to deal with the manufacturer, they also want to look at your process. Whether you have ERP system, then if you have that kind of thing, you have advantage because they know that you deliver all this quality with good. There's some tracking mechanism. You use a paperwork, then they will say you are a third class manufacturer. So we do a lot of pursuing and studying them until the management buy in the idea. Then only we slowly build in the technology. That's why we have to deal with the people knowledge on the awareness. We do the awareness. We give them the training, tell them the benefit. Then of course this thing is we cannot just apply at the management level. Of course when we starting point the management level, top management has to be open up. To buy this have to accept this concept, then we sell this concept to them. But the challenge is always the middle manager and the lower manager because they are the people that get things works.
I see.
We tell them, management will tell them, manually it's just a planning, it's just the high level say they are looking at the result, but they're not the one that do the activity. So even management buying the idea, we tell them, okay, these are the process, you have to have a lean management, all this 5S, all this principle, all this management. But when it comes to the implementation, middle management and the lower management, the operator, that's another challenge because they are not cooperative. They say, I'm been working for 10 years, 20 years, now you ask me to do this kind of
Maybe they have what you see is most of the job.
yeah, they scared.
Exactly.
Because there's a SOP. They say my SOP like that. Every time I go and do like this form, now you go and digitize, simplify my automate. What are you going to do?
Exactly. As you talk about automation, I think this is one of the buzzwords. Even today's expo, when you go, half the conversation is automation. What do you think is necessary for Malaysia to expect? For Malaysia to go to be more competitive? Now we are currently all the ASEAN countries are last. What do you think we need to do? First, at least gain back some credibility. Second, at least our money is strong. First, people process product. We got good hit product also. The people skill don't have. We cannot win anything. Right? So what do you think? What's your expectation if you go today? What do you want to capture?
Actually, my opinion, you want to grow this industry to be automation. Because automation is benefit for the operation.
Yes.
The government play a very important role because now we do not have the environment or the talent expected to create the kind of technology.
Exactly.
Most of our technology we go from German or the manufacturing. We don't even build a machine in Malaysia. But we have so many manufacturers. We are very surprising. Malaysia in ASEAN is one of the highest manufacturer company. But we don't build machine. We buy machine from German. We buy machine from China. But you see, when we are importing the foreign technology, the cost will be higher. Right? When your cost will be higher, then you kill the industry because everything you go higher, all these things, and then you are less competitive because your cost compared to what you produce, compared to China, compared to India, your cost will be higher than other people. Because you do not have the kind of local made technology to support the industry because the government is not giving the incentive and encouraging the local talent to build this kind of technology because when you build not only you can use in Malaysia, you can export just like Japanese technology go everywhere in the country.
Yes, exactly.
So this one, that is a government level. At our level, the business level, we also, I think the Malaysia culture. I don't talk about the other. Okay, I talk about the
Malaysian culture. Yes,
Malaysian culture. Chinese. Chinese is a very business oriented people.
Yes.
When they talk about all these things, R&D technology thing is always the last in the list because investment.
Because money must come out.
They want to do some business and you can see the money immediately.
Exactly. Yes.
So that could be one of the challenge because you don't have the mentality, the culture to create the innovation, the technology.
I think it's what you think the industry 4.0 have already started quite a number of years before.
Yes.
I think the government have to
about 20 years.
profit is maybe train more people. Because if you look for certain knowledge, for the past 1 year, even after I get the VSS, I apply for the PLC programming. I apply and then no reply. Even under SOSO, I can go for training. Even I pay myself also no problem. But they no response. Even you apply to the website also they don't respond to you. So there's something wrong with the agency.
So anyone can learn, right? Doesn't matter 55 years old or 25 years old.
No, because when you get the VSS, you can go for courses.
Yes.
I know how we pay lah.
Yes.
SDR. SRDF. But apply and no response. I think do something on that.
Maybe got something on.
Because we are not. Some people may have interest in other things.
Okay, I see.
So you go for the course. Even I pay myself also no problem. But they have no response. Even you go because you are looking for some area in KA1 rather than in Johor right?
Yes.
You have to spend extra money.
Yes.
Traveling not easy.
Not practical.
Practical but not. We are not going to spend this out time
I see.
Unless you pay attention for us to gain the knowledge. But for me, it's just okay.
Chairman, just a question. Today in the SME in the expo, what do you think will be most interesting to you? What topic will be of most interest? Because you are involved in the job, I understand.
I think the automation,
Automation.
automation manufacturing, and then the IoT. I think more or less they will show the some sort like 5G technology, like
Oh, 5G.
AI, 5G connectivity, then the automation things.
How about you, Wilson?
I actually I don't know what exhibition. Just Kevin tell me. I don't know what is inside there.
I see.
Because I never he tell me I just follow him. So I see what.
Since you're in the software line also.
Because I've been 3-4 years I didn't go for exhibition because of it.
Okay, I see.
I usually went for all those mechanical one.
Oh, okay.
Metatech.
Metatech, yes.
Metatech. All the IT one, even whatever they have free entrance one, I just follow.
I see. Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
So
we take a short break, about 10 minutes, and then we continue. Thank you. Now it's 11:10, so 11:15. So
you need how many hours? Because my problem is on the PLC, don't have the knowledge.
Actually, oh, you really require. You start this, then we can talk.
Another 1 hour 15 minutes. Okay. This minimum is 3 hours. Okay, thank you very much for your time and participation. We go on to the second part of today's training. So one thing in the as we talked about project management and marketing, So one other concern we always have is how do we reach out? Because we talk about scope, time, cost. We also talk about people, process, product. So we've seen products will always change. Product will come and go every like a software product cycle, 3 years. System process cycle, product cycle is about 5 years. So things will change. Sometimes licensing fees, even the IBM back then, used to be ini barang mahal, ai balik malam. The product is expensive. Then when the cheaper products, the software products or even other systems came in, IBM lost. So because of that, so IBM has to learn a very painful lesson. So that company also evolved, plenty of times. It went down to the ashes, come back like Phoenix. But the problem is how many times can you become a Phoenix? You see. So in fact, because of that, IBM also split into a few other companies. Same for HP. HP, the mighty Hewlett Packard also can split into Micro Focus and so many companies. Why? Because of market changes. So one thing is very certain: change is inevitable. Change is coming. It has already come. We are all affected. We all buy products of this change in the industry. So the question today, all of us here, we are here to approach these 3 aspects: people, process, product. Product life cycle always change. We cannot avoid this because this is the industry. Then the process itself, some processes, because we deal with ISO, there's a certain requirement. Sometimes some processes are done by us. Certain things we cannot bypass. If we bypass, then there's a quality issue. But let's look at one other element where we have full control, autonomy, and ability to actually influence. So what is that? People. How can we change? Well, we have to change ourselves first. If we as a conduct of change, as a catalyst for change, if we can actually influence who, our downline, our children, our spouse, our people we work with, our people we work for, particularly as you said, Kelvin, if we can influence the clients in terms of education, awareness, understanding of what it means to actually use from SME, from somebody, a small company, starting into IoT, using AI Industry 4.0, slowly transform themselves from small boy to at least jago kampung tapi international platform, global access. Now, who in the industry, who are the people who actually, although jago kampung, but actually world players? The Japanese. Although I studied in Japan, there were a few companies in Tohoku, Dongbei, in Japan. This is not China, Dongbei. This is Honshu Island, Benzhou, in Tohoku. These there are about 3 or 4 companies. They control the entire global manufacturing system for automation for cars. If this company, if you remember, 2011, and then there was 2016 when the earthquake struck Tohoku, above Fukushima. So the whole Toyota, Honda, entire, even the motorbike industry, they all stopped. Why? Because this company actually produces a micron component for the car engine. This is a balancer inside the engine. Then the other one is a system for the, now cars all come in automatic pad that controls even whether you're a German car or Japanese car, Chinese car, they have a computer, the MCU. So that component, for some particular reason, is made in Japan. Then of course, the people who can make calculators and measuring machine, the Germans, the Swiss, the Japanese. Now maybe Chinese also can, but slowly. So if you can do these three, you can control the world. How? Because you know how you do things. If people make a micro level, you make a nano level. You make a nano level, you make a femto level. You can reach that level already. So these people, because why Japanese 200 years of R&D? Because they study from the Europeans. Meiji, because that's where they go. So now question, back to your fundamental. Malaysia, we don't make our own machine. we buy the machine, we import. So then our money go up. That's why our ringgit weaken, we lose out. So, but the question is, how do we solve this factor? So for the next 1 minute, I'd like to share with you this model called GROW. It stands for goal. Yes. What do we want to achieve? And then reality. Where are we? Option. Where do we want to be? What options do we have? Will. Given the choices, what will you do? So goal, reality, options, will. So in the next 15 minutes, we're going to do an exercise. Since we just came back, on a blank piece of paper, just like just now, a blank piece of paper, draw a cross, write GROW. And then please write down what are your current, let's say, you have to come up with a topic. So what topic will interest you? Let's say in terms of people, process, or product, there's a certain issue about people you want to change or you want to help. What is your, before that, what is your burning, any burning issues? I have issues handling my downline. For those of you downline, maybe Kevin, you got downline. Or I have a product issue, product lifespan issue. Or I got a market segmentation issue, market penetration issue. Or it is a process. I'm hitting a brick wall. Why? Because my product we cannot scale over. I have an issue. So first identify what is the point, people, process, or product issue. And then identify, yes, using this GROW model. I want to coach. Coach means you want to change a certain element. It can be people, it can be a process improvement, or it can be a product enhancement. If you are involved in the product, or if you are the stakeholder of the product. If you are using a third-party product, then perhaps we can't influence much. Is there a way we can utilize our partners, people, whether it's internal or external? We identify these factors. Can you write down some points? What are the areas where you can, so write down what is your goal? What do we want to achieve out of these people, process, or product issue? And then reality. Where are we now? We don't have enough money. We don't have enough experience. We don't have enough opportunity for growth. The market is stagnant. However, I see opportunity. And then our options will be, given this situation, so a baseline. First, set up the baseline. First, identify what's the goal. Then now, reality is, this is what I'm facing. So from A to B, from point, from means to an end, from where we are to where we want to go, what are the options to have? Quick wins, mid-term wins, long-term wins. And then, given all these opportunities in front of you, yes, what should I do first? Will is, what should I do first? Okay, we spend 15 minutes.